Most business owners I work with swear that all they need is more leads, but in reality, the leads they're getting are already enough, and that the only reason they're not turning those leads into money is because what happens after they come in. And that's exactly what we're gonna be talking about in this video right here. See, for the past 10 years, I've been testing every single follow-up sequence automation that you can possibly think of. And if I stripped out everything that doesn't work and kept only the stuff that's actually made me and my clients money, this right here is what you'd be left with. This is part 3 of 5 in our $115 million ad system, where I'm handing you the entire follow-up machine, everything that happens from the second a lead comes in to the moment that they've booked on your calendar. So the CRM, the automations that get people on the phone for you, the tracking of all of it, and the best part is you build it once and it starts making you money from the same exact day without you having to spend an extra penny on anything. So do me a quick favor, hit the like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. In this video, we're gonna be diving into the GoHighLevel CRM. I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys all the important parts of the CRM, as well as setting up your CRM for lead generation specifically. We're not going to be talking about automations and things of that nature in this video. We're going to be primarily focusing on the actual CRM itself, and then we're going to be talking about automations, setting them up, etc. in the following videos. So let's dive in. First things first is this is what GoHighLevel looks like. I'm going to keep it quick at the beginning because I'm sure that some people watching either already use GoHighLevel, but this is for the people that are not. So I'm going to walk you through the tabs that are important and what each one of them does, and the ones that are not important, and I'll also like highlight them so you don't waste your time inside them, okay? So first things first is the dashboard. This is going to populate with information once you start using opportunities. The next one is conversations. It's going to be your unread list, your recent, your all. Let me zoom in actually since it's a little bit further out. But that's pretty much it. You are going to be able to see all the messages here. And then your unreads, your recent, and your start. If you have like any high quality leads that you want to make sure to follow up with, etc., you can start them. Calendars is super powerful. Under calendar settings, you'll be able to create your actual calendars and sync them to your Google Drive, your Google Calendar, excuse me, so that they can actually show up on your calendar as well. The next thing is the contacts. Under contacts, you're going to see the names of all the individuals that are leads in your system that you can follow up with. And then you can click each one of these contacts and then see what each of them entails. So like, let's say I create a contact. Let's just do test at gmail.com. I'm going to leave the phone number blank. And then here you can actually send them emails, text them, etc. We're going to be talking about each one of these items right here. Yours is probably not going to look identical to mine. Yours is probably going to just be general information, additional information. And then you're going to see your notes here, activity, any specific tasks, any appointments that this person has, any documents that you've added for this person. And then for automations, under each person, you're going to see it here. And then under opportunities, you're going to see where they are in the opportunities. The next one is opportunities. This is your pipeline. We're going to be talking about each one of these specifically. So you can create a pipeline here. And then you can have, for example, we're going to just call this test pipeline. New lead contacted, proposal sent, closed, whatever. We can create that. So if we go back to opportunities, you're going to see that now we have these individuals right here. So if I look up test, we can create an opportunity for the contact that we just created. And let me just go ahead and refresh. And you're going to be able to see it right here. And then we can just drag and drop in any field that we want, which I'll walk you guys through my recommendations for pipeline stages. And then here you can talk about status, either open, lost, or won. And then the opportunity value, like let's say this contact is trying to pay you $2,000. You can put that here, and then you'll be able to see it under the value. We do have to refresh, unfortunately, but it's very simple. So if we put them in closed, and like let's say I say that the status is 1, you guys will see after you start using the CRM for a while, the numbers will make a lot more sense. But now in the dashboard, I have an opportunity value of 2K. I've closed 100% at 2K. There is one opportunity. And inside my funnel, everybody has gone through all steps to go over to 1. So obviously this is a dummy
piece of information. So let me clear filters. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And now if I go back to dashboard, it's going to show the original numbers we had prior. So again, these are super relatively important. So conversations, calendars, contacts, and opportunities. Payments is not important at all. You feel free to use your payment processor. You don't need to use this at all. AI agents is pretty cool. I'm going to show you guys how to use this as well in a bonus module. Marketing is also really cool because you get to connect all your social media platforms and make your posts out of here. But again, we're going to skip this part. It's not important. Automation, probably the most important part of a CRM, is saving you time. And in subsequence, it's going to be saving you money and making you money as well. So for sites, you're going to see funnels, websites, forms, and surveys. And this is going to be pretty much the only thing that's important. Stores, webinars, analytics, blogs, WordPress, client portal, quizzes, chat widget, and QR code are not that important. So really the only ones that are important are funnels, websites, forms, and surveys. Everything else is like a bonus. You don't really need them. Again, I'm not going to dive into them because it's not that important. And then in settings, what you can see is you're going to be able to see your business profile. It's going to talk about your business, your address, whatever it may be. And then the custom fields are the things that are inside the contact. So if we go back to contacts and I look up the test contact, here we go. So all of these right here, like date of birth, contact source, contact type, the folder here, paid ads is going to be a folder in the custom fields, etc. So custom fields, if I go to folders, you guys can see it's the same exact order. And if you open them, the items are going to be the same exact order as well. And then obviously your billing is important. If you want to add some of your team members, this goes under staff. And that is pretty much it. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory, like phone system, etc. Integrations is going to be important as well, but more or less it is self-explanatory also. So when it comes down to setting up your lead generation, it's super important that you guys actually pay attention here, because this is the only thing that you really need to know that is like technical. Is if you are using Facebook lead forms, then you want to go under integrations, and then you want to go to Facebook and Instagram, click connect, follow the processes, and then after you're done, under Facebook form field mapping, you're going to select your page, and then for every question, you want to select what it is inside your CRM. So if you're asking full name on your form, you're just going to say map the field to full name and then activate the status. And that's pretty much it. That's really your entire setup when it comes to this. Now, if you're setting it up through a funnel, what you're going to do is we're going to be using Zapier, which is in the next module. And I'm going to walk you guys through how to connect your funnel / website to this based on a actual site or a funnel. So again, not important right now, but it will be important as time goes on for this specifically. So that's pretty much it for this video. Let's dive into the SMS follow-up systems, because that is why we need a CRM. This is more so kind of like a breakdown of what the CRM looks like, just so you guys have an idea. And I went pretty quickly through this because I'm guessing most people already are using the CRM. And if you're not, then this video, I'm going to make a setting where you guys can play this at like 0.5 or something like that. Since primarily the meat of the value is in the next few videos. So that's pretty much it. Let's jump into the next one. All right. In this video, we're going to be talking about the SMS. In this video, we're going to be talking about the SMS follow-up systems. So what you want to do is you want to go under automation. And the most important thing in the CRM as well is to stay organized. So you want to create a folder, and let's call this one SMS automations. Typically, what I like to do is I like to make folders for different items. So SMS automations wouldn't technically usually be a folder. It would be, for example, this offer is the name of the folder, and then all the automations related to that offer inside each folder. So, and here, it's important to highlight one thing before we dive in. I can build all the automations for the company that we need inside a singular workflow, but that will be extremely messy, because realistically what's going to happen is that you're going to want to search for something at some point in time and you're not going to be able to find it. So for workflows, a big misconception is that you need to make them complicated. You don't. You need to make them simple, and your naming nomenclature needs to be very clear to what this is so you can see exactly what workflow you're working on without needing to think about it much. So let's dive in. We're going to start a workflow, and I'm going to show you guys a couple different versions of what's important to have for SMS. So first things first, let's talk about a follow-up system. So this one is new lead into flow, and we're going to say SMS flow. Perfect. So what we're going to do is every single time a new lead comes in, we're going to assign them a tag, okay? And we're going to call the tag is added is new lead, okay? We're going to just keep it simple. You guys might be using a different tag. Now, I want to go back here, and I want to change the name. So contact tag, new lead, and we're going to save. So now, every time a new lead comes in with the tag new lead, we're going to actually send them certain SMSs. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a SMS, and we're going to call this one SMS1. And the first thing you want to do is you want to have the list of SMSs you want already pre-written before you dive into this, okay? So I don't have those right now because obviously it varies on the niche. I'm going to go ahead and build the infrastructure, and then we're going to come back and write the SMSs. So we're going to do SMS1 just as an example. And then here, in order to simulate human behavior, we're going to add a 1 minute wait step. Wait 1 minute, okay? And we're going to save action. Now, after the SMS happens, we also want to wait. But this time, we're going to wait for something different. So this time, we're going to contact reply, and we're waiting for a reply from SMS1, and it times out in 2 hours. So wait 2 hours with timeout. So what that means is if the contact responded, it will move to contact replied. If the contact didn't respond, it's going to move out to timeout. It's going to go to another flow of items, okay? So I typically like to copy action here to speed up the process and then put it under this. And we're going to here also simulate a 1 minute behavior, and we're going to put it above it as well. So if someone responded, let's say we sent them a message, they responded, the system waits 1 minute, and then is going to send them this. So this is going to be SMS2 responded, and we're going to save this action. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to copy this action, and we're going to paste it down here, but we're going to wait this time for a reply from SMS2 responded. So that means the same concept applies. Now, if the contact replied twice, I recommend no longer using automation. So here we're going to add a manual action to call. So whoever is assigned that lead, that's going to show up on their tasks, on their to-do. But if they didn't respond, and we're going to copy action, we're going to paste it here. This is going to be SMS3 responded. And the reason that this stays SMS3 responded is because they initially responded at one point in time, because we're going to have here an SMS3 if they didn't respond. Because keep in mind, the whole point of an SMS flow for follow-up is two things. The first item is for them to get reached out to as soon as they become a lead, which is the 1 minute wait. They become a lead, they get sent that message. The second thing is that if you don't have time to message them, and if they are not responding, then the system will keep touching base with them on a regular basis. So the right side of this is going to be significantly longer than the left. The left, that's it. That's all we're going to do. Here we're going to add a go-to step, which is going to be the SMS that we do right here, which is what we're going to work on right now. So now what we want to do is we want to copy all actions from here, and we're going to paste it. So this one is going to be SMS2, no response, or we're just going to call this SMS2 just plain. We're going to save this action. And then this is also going to be SMS3, plain. And then here we're going to do a go to, save action, and we're going to click on SMS2. I'm going to zoom out. This is important for you guys to be able to follow and understand what it is that we're doing. If you have to go back in the video, that's totally fine. So I'm going to repeat the process so you guys understand what's going on. So a new lead comes in. We're going to assign them the tag new lead. After 1 minute wait, we're going to send them an SMS. Now, whether they respond or not is irrelevant to us, because if they responded, let's say they responded in 30 minutes, instantly this starts. If they didn't respond within 2 hours, that means it times out and then they go to SMS 2 here. Now, let's say they responded in 30 minutes. We're going to send them this second SMS and we're going to reinitiate the 2-hour wait. So now we're going to wait again 2 hours because we're waiting for a reply from SMS 2 responded. After that's done, if they responded again, so they've responded twice, that means we're going to do a manual action. We want to call them. You don't want to have a whole text message conversation with a lead that is ready to jump on the phone. Now, if they don't respond after 2 hours, we're going to send them SMS 3 responded. And then after that, what we're going to do is we are actually going to do the following. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, I'm actually going to change something here. Copy action. Let's do copy all actions. We're going to put it here. And I'm going to get rid of this action. And we're going to get rid of this action as well. So I'm going to give them another 2-hour grace period here. So we're going to give them a 2-hour grace period. And then we're going to send them SMS 2. After that, let's say now, and then this flow starts. So now let's talk about someone who they're not responding. A new lead comes in, we wait 1 minute, we send them a message. 2 hours later, crickets, they haven't responded. We start with SMS 2. Then 2 hours after that, we also send them another message. Now, if they respond, we always want to have a manual action to call, because that's the most important thing, is getting them on the phone, right? Now, the easiest thing to do as you're building this is to always copy action and copy all actions from here and paste it below. So it saves you a bunch of time. Now, it's super important for you guys to actually click on this and select the reply step, right? So what we're going to do here is we are going to then copy this again. Copy all actions from here. I'm going to paste it below. And I'm going to go back up and I'm going to copy all actions from here. And I'm going to paste it below as well. And then we're going to start changing the SMSs. So let's count them. So this is SMS 2. This is SMS 3. This is SMS 4. And then we have SMS 5. Let me zoom out. This is SMS 6. This is SMS 7. This is going to be SMS 8. This is SMS 9. And then this is SMS 10. So let's just say theoretically we're going to send them 10 messages before we give up. And that's pretty much it. So this is what the flow looks like now. Also, make sure you're always saving, because it's super important. Okay, so we couldn't save because the wait steps have not been configured yet. So let's do the following. So this wait step is for SMS 2. Save. This wait step is for SMS 3. Keep in mind, it's always waiting for the one right above it, okay? So this wait step is going to be for 4. This wait step is going to be for 5. And so far and so forth. So this part is a little bit boring. So now I forgot which number we're on. I look back up. It's SMS 6, okay? It's a little bit boring, but you only have to set this up once, which is super convenient. So then we have 2 more, 8. Now we have 9. And now we want to change the timers because we don't want it to hit them every 2 hours for 10 messages, right? It's a little obnoxious. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 2-hour at the beginning, and then we're going to do a 2-hour for message 3. Now, what we're going to wait after responding for message 3 is we're going to give them 1 day. 1 day. And after that, we're going to go to message 4. I also want to give them 1 day. After message 5, let's give them 2 days. Now here we can start making the timeline longer. So here we're going to wait 5 days. Here we'll wait a week, 7 days. Here we'll wait, let's say 10 days. And then for the last one, we'll give them 2 weeks. We're going to wait 14 days. Boom. Save action again. And now it should go through no problem. Okay, perfect. Now the messages themselves is what we need to focus on, because now everything is done. The structure is complete. You guys can see it. We have a very powerful flow. So now let's go ahead and click this. And I'm going to go ahead and move my camera to the other side so you guys can actually see what it is that I'm typing. So keep in mind, whenever you're making changes, just click save. I just realized that my camera was covering that. So just make sure you're clicking save or nothing is actually going to work. So SMS 1, I'm going to walk you guys through the buttons and the things that you can do here. So first things first, a custom value is something that the contact gave you. So if the contact gave you their first name, you can use that in here, okay? And what you can do as well is you can use ChatGPT to write your SMS flow. So let's do chat, and we are going to pull up, let's see. Let's do this example for someone that is a medical clinic, and you want to make sure that in your SMS sequence, you are mentioning the offer that they clicked on to become a lead in the first place. So like, let's say that we're going to do this. Give me a 10 SMS sequence for my medical clinic for leads that just came in. After the first 2, I just want to re-engage the lead and not talk about my offer. These people are signing up for a free new patient special. Whatever, doesn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, here you guys will be talking about your business, and you know a lot more about your business than I do. So we're going to basically just use the actual bones of this in order to get this to work. Okay, so let's see. So, hey, first name, this is from clinic name. We just got your request for new patient special. You're in the right place, etc. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Now, keep in mind that first name is incorrect here. So you need to click on contact and you want to click on first name. And then for staff name, you want to put your actual name. You want to type it out. So this is Christian from, instead of clinic name, you want to type in your clinic name. So let's just call this Jamal Clinic. And then you want to add a space. We just got your request for the new patient special. You're in the right place. Quick question so I don't keep you waiting. Is this for you or someone else? All right, cool. And then we're going to click save. And then after it waits 2 hours, if they responded, we're going to say, awesome. That's great. When would you like to schedule your appointment for? All right. So Now, whether they responded for me or for someone else, we're going to say, when would you like to schedule your appointment for? So whether it's them or the other person, we're asking them when would they like to schedule the appointment, which is universal. That works. SMS 3, if they haven't responded, we're going to say, let me know soon because we are getting booked up. I want to make sure you have options for times. Okay, perfect. We're going to save action here. That's going to be done. Now, SMS 2, let's go back to chat and see what we have. Totally normal question for everyone to ask. Okay, I don't want that. Okay. Random but helpful on scale of 10 points to 10. Okay, so this is like a re-engaging question. So we're gonna use that here. This is like an engagement question. Again, we want to make sure that they respond. We don't care about the question. We're not trying to gather lead information. We just want them to engage with our messages, because if they engage and they respond, what are we going to do? We're going to call. And that's pretty much it. You cannot close these individuals on your business if all you're trying to do is getting them to respond to an SMS. So let's see here. Most people who reach out to us tell us they waited longer than they want to. Out of curiosity, how long has this been bothering you? I don't like this as much, out of curiosity. Okay. How long have you been wanting to visit us? Okay. Save action. We're going to go down to SMS 4. Okay. Quick check-in. Are mornings or evening harder for you physically? I don't like that either. So we're going to do this. So quick check-in. We're going to do contact first name. Would it be easier for you to come in during the mornings or evenings? Question mark. I'm not a very big fan of what ChatGPT gives me most of the time, so I always want to modify it for it to be much more human, if you will. Okay, so if you could actually fix one thing about your body feels right now, about how your body feels right now, what would it be? So obviously we don't like that. That's like really bad. So here I would do something more closer to, there is a SMS I want to do, but I want to do it for SMS 7. Actually, we can do it here. That's fine. Here is typically where we do, is this contact first name, ... This one is very, very powerful because if you're getting this text message from an unsaved number, chances are you're going to open that text. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to psychologically tap into this audience, because the goal of the SMS is, again, I'll reiterate because it's super important to know, it's not to sell them on the next thing. It's not to sell them on the appointment. Like, yes, you can mention the appointment in some messages, but the goal is to get them on the phone. And if you get them on the phone, you can then schedule the appointment. So the goal of the SMS is a response. We don't care that much about what the response is. We just care about a response so we can call them and get them on the phone. So we're going to do, is this contact first name? Okay, for SMS 5, we're going to do that. For SMS 6, when can I reach out? We have a limited time offer running. I'd love to show you. Okay. Save action, SMS 7. We're going to do, okay. This is something good as well. So just making sure my messages aren't disappearing. Can you please reply with thumbs up so I know this is still the best number for you? I don't like the thumbs up, so I know this is best measure for you. That's fine. And then we're gonna do message 8. Okay. Da-da-da-da. We're gonna do this. I don't like when the chat does it in italic. It looks weird on the phone, and it's very AI. And then SMS 9 is going to be, I have been trying to reach you with no luck. Dot dot dot. Where do we go from here? And then there is something we like to do called a breakup text, which is usually the last one. It has a very good conversion rate to re-engage them into the ecosystem. So what we're going to do here is I want a final message that is a breakup text. Okay. So let's see. Haven't heard back, so I'll stop reaching out for now. If you still want to use new patient special. Okay. I want something more powerful that is enticing to text back to. Okay. And then curiosity. We tried curiosity in the last couple messages, but skip that. Pattern interrupt. Real questions. Keep your power. Keep free for the next person. Make this easy. Okay. So here, that just gave me an idea. So since we are doing a new patient special, I'm going to say, hey, I don't want real question. I like the other one better. Quick heads up. Quick heads up. We are releasing your new patient special for someone else since we haven't been able to contact you. If anything changes in the future, feel free to reach out. Okay. Okay. And we're going to save action and then we're going to click save. And that's pretty much it. That's what an SMS automation looks like, start to finish. This is like a legit in-depth SMS sequence. There is one more that I want to show you guys before we end this video, which is the reminder flow. So we're going to also create this one from scratch. And this one is going to be appointment reminder flow. And for this one, we're going to do a calendar or appointment, customer booked an appointment. And then you're going to do in calendar, and then you're going to pick your calendar. So this is like the calendar that you guys booked with me to get this actual course. So I'm going to use that as a test example. And then for the SMS, we're going to start like this. We're going to do SMS. We're going to do something much more simple. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep along the same lines. We're going to talk as if we have that medical clinic. Let's say we booked an appointment using this calendar, okay? So your appointment is confirmed. Make sure to join 10 to 15 minutes early. I actually don't like that message. Okay, so we need to do it for a different business because medical clinics don't do online meetings. So let's take this and do this as if you are selling a digital service business. Let's say you're a marketing agency or something of that nature. So like a service-based online business. Let's say we are doing congratulations on scheduling your appointment. Here is the link to save it on your calendar. And then here, what you're going to do is you're going to do custom values. and you're going to do appointment, and then it's going to be meeting location. Meeting location is going to be the appointment link. Okay, we're going to save action. So this is going to be SMS1. Typically for these, I like to do a 4 SMS flow. And here we're going to do a wait step, but it's going to be different than the other one. So rather than doing a wait for a response with a timeout, what we're going to do is we're going to do an event or appointment. Okay, when we're going to do this one to be now 24 hours before the appointment. So it's going to be 1 day. Wait, I'm going to name this one 24 hours before appointment. Save action. And then we're going to do copy all actions from here. We're going to paste this here. Now we're going to do SMS2. SMS2 will be something along the lines of quick reminder that we are meeting in 24 hours. Let me know if you had any questions. Actually, I don't want to ask them for the questions. Quick reminder, we're meeting 24 hours. Keep in mind, right now I'm doing these off the top of my head. Typically, if you use AI, as well as you sit down and brainstorm truly like the questions that you have from these leads that they answered the form, what would go actually in this message that would be better. So whatever I'm putting on here, you don't need to copy that word for word. Honestly, I would recommend you to not copy it word for word and then just come up with your own based on your own business. So we're going to just go with this for now. Quick reminder that we are meeting in 24 hours. And then here, we're going to wait 4 hours before the appointment. And we're going to send them another message. So copy all actions. And then here, we're going to send them a message. We are meeting in 4 hours. Make sure that you are available on your computer. Here is the link again in case it got lost. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click on custom values, appointment location, meeting location. We're going to click save. This is going to be actually SMS3. And we're going to wait quickly, like it's going to be 5 minutes before the appointment. 5. We're going to do a wait 5 minutes before appointment, and then we're going to copy just the SMS, not copy all steps, and we're going to do SMS4. And I'm going to just say, jumping on the meeting right now. And then we're going to give them the link. Save action, save. That's pretty much it. So you guys can see here that it's going to skip all outbound communication till the next wait step. So like, let's say I booked an appointment right now and my meeting is in 16 hours, right? It doesn't make sense for them to wait 24 hours, so it's not going to work. So it's going to skip all outbound communication actions, so SMS, email, till the next wait event. So if I booked it in 16 hours, they're going to get the instant SMS. It's going to skip the 24-hour wait. It's going to skip SMS2, and it's going to basically throw them in here, which is the wait 4 hours. So after that, when 4 hours does happen, then they get SMS3, and then it waits 5 minutes before the appointment, and then it sends SMS4. So that's pretty much it. These are the 2 super important SMS flows that you want to have. It's a lead nurturing as well as a appointment reminder SMS flow. And that's pretty much it for this video. We're going to jump into the email one. I'm going to keep that one much shorter since we already have the structures built out for these. I'm going to just show you guys how to write some really, really, really good emails. So that's pretty much it. Let's jump into the next. In this video, we're going to be talking about email automations and specifically how to set them up. So in the last video, we did the SMS automations. So this is going to look extremely familiar. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a folder. I'm going to call this email automations. And inside, we're going to do something very similar. So when it comes down to SMS, keep in mind that you want to do a new lead SMS flow as well as an appointment reminder flow. When it comes down to emails, you want to do the same thing, but what you also want to do is you want to have a long term nurture email sequence. So instead of wasting time and rebuilding both of these from scratch, what we're going to do is we're going to select these one by one. We're going to click the three dots and we're going to say duplicate workflow. So rather than it being copy, we're going to just say email appointment reminder flow, and it's going to put it in this folder. We're going to move it on to the next. And then for the new lead, we're going to also duplicate the workflow, and we're going to call this one email new lead SMS flow. So we're then going to grab these two, and then we're going to move them into the email automations folder. And what we're also going to do is we're going to do a long-term email sequence. Now, the issue that most people do is that, one second, email automations, appointment reminder flow. So the mistake that most people do when it comes down to the emails is they just go on here. If you select the send email function, which we're going to have to do here since we're swapping this from SMS to email, is they just go on here and they type out their email, which even if you do write with AI, so select tone, formal, appointment reminder email, and then you click on generate email, you guys will see that it looks pretty ugly. There's nothing special about this. So I'll show you guys exactly what I do to make these look significantly better. And this is like a little cheat that not many people do for some reason, but it's extremely powerful. So what you want to do is you want to open up ChatGPT and you want to open up your website. So let's say in this scenario, I'm going to go to christianjamal.com. And I want to grab this image, open image in new tab. Okay, so this is my logo. Let me actually use this, open image in new tab. Let me see. Okay, so this is perfect. So in order to make these emails branded to your business, what you want to do is you want to do a couple things. So first things first, you want to open your logo in another tab. And then you want to do AI website scraper. We want to look for, where is it? Firecrawl right here. And you want to put in your website as well. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to grab the website. And I'm going to click run. Okay. If it gives you an error, just try again. Let me zoom out. And then what you want to do is you want to go to formats, deselect markdown, and then select branding. And then you start scraping again. Okay. And then it's going to give you a list of items that are super important for your business, which is the following. And you're going to copy this. We're going to go back to ChatGPT. You say, I want to write my emails using code. Here are my branding guidelines. And then you want to paste them. And then you want to say, here is my logo. And you're going to grab the link from the URL, and then you're going to paste it here. Now, I want to go back here, and I want to get rid of these colors. I just want primary. And then let's do these three, but I want to get rid of the accent. So let's do this. And I want to get rid of the accent. I don't like that dark blue, so we're going to keep everything nice and clean. And here we're going to just add, just take in this info. Don't write anything yet. Okay. Now we're going to go back here. And you see here there is like specific nomenclature that GoHighLevel uses to put specific items in specific places. So what we're going to do is we're going to then grab this email. And we're going to go back to ChatGPT. And we're going to say, rewrite this email with better copy using code and our brand guidelines and logo. And then after you're done with this, it's going to give you a piece of code. And then first thing we want to do is we want to test it, because after we verify that we're happy with the test and we like what these emails look like, we're going to go ahead and actually just utilize this across the board, which is going to save us a lot of time. So Let's see what it looks like. All right, perfect. We're going to copy this code. You're going to go back to GoHighLevel. We're going to get rid of all this, and we're going to click this little icon right here, which is like the code icon, the source code. So after you click save, this is going to make an email for us that is significantly better. So now, if we can move to the right, for some reason it's not showing me this. Okay. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Maybe that's what's missing. Okay, so typically, like, you can scroll all the way to the right, but it's not letting me do that right now. And I actually don't like this email. It looks pretty ugly. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to say this email looks ugly. I want it to look like a SaaS slash startup feel. Okay. And then it's going to rewrite the code, which is perfect. And then we're going to just let it ride and see what happens. I might have to tell it that my logo is too big, but we're going to try it and see. And then after we have the baseline, writing all the other emails is going to be cake. So we're going to go back here. I'm going to paste the new code. And then everything is pointing to the left for some reason. Okay. So I want it to be centered and our logo is too big. Okay. So at least we know that it's using the correct nomenclature, which is great. And then after we have the design, we're going to have it rewrite the emails, because in the meantime, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do on the other side. So we're going to call this email 1. From name is going to be your company name. So I'm just going to say Christian Jamal. And the subject, we're going to change that eventually. And then I'm just going to click save. Actually, from email, typically I do no reply at domain.com. And we're going to just click save. So then what we're going to do is we're going to delete the SMS. And we're going to click copy. And we're going to just start pasting it under each wait step. And we're going to then go ahead and delete the SMSs. And we're going to do the same thing for the other flow eventually. But for now, we're just trying to get the emails to look dialed in so that we don't have to go jump back and forth and do this process a million different times. So let's go back to email 1. And then we're going to paste it. All right, this looks good. All right, I like this. So instead of saying dash team, you want to do, like, instead of saying dash team, say like dash like company name. Say, okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. What I'd like you to do is write for me an appointment reminder flow using this style code. Here is a screenshot of my flow. And then you want to go back to GoHighLevel and you want to take a screenshot of this. If we name these correctly, GoHighLevel will be able to ChatGPT will be able to scan that and know exactly what you're looking for, which in terms, it's going to write the best copy for these specific emails. So we have the confirmation, 24 hours, 4 hours, 5 minutes. There you go. That's perfect. And then after this is done, we're going to have it rewrite the titles. Okay, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to say, just give me the title plus the code for each of the 4 emails. All right. I don't like this title. Okay. So I said that I don't like the titles. I want the titles and body copy of the emails to be much more powerful, which is exactly what we want. And that's, keep in mind, this is kind of like using kind of like my branding, wording, etc. So rather than you're locked in, I'm not gonna use that at all. So I'm gonna just say your appointment with Christian is confirmed. Whatever, you can put your company name here just for the sake of the email. And then we're gonna go back here and we're gonna paste the code. I want to see. Okay, it looks good. Okay, this email is too short. Okay, we're gonna stop this. The emails are too short. Focus on just getting me one at a time. So because ChatGPT can only give us a response of a certain size, I'm gonna have it focus on actually writing more in depth for each email. So your appointment is confirmed. I like that. That's actually fine. So we can use that. And then for the code, we're gonna wait for it to finish writing. All right. Your appointment is successfully scheduled. This time has been reserved to make sure we're effective. Blah blah. Expectation setting. If any changes on your end, reply to this email as soon as possible. We have a divider, and then we have a signature, which is great. All right, cool. I think this should be fine, even if it's a shorter email. We can just move on. And keep in mind, guys, that you guys can always go in here and like actually modify the text. So like if I go here and I say Christian Jamal and I save action, it's good to go. It's saved. And now here we go back and we say, perfect, move on to the next. And then it's just a process of copy and pasting different codes. And that's pretty much it. Because if AI is writing your emails and it's writing the code, and you're really just copy pasting and just like proofreading, making sure the copy is good, then you're pretty much good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and change the name to email 2. Your appointment is tomorrow. I'm going to wait and see if it's done. It's not done. And I'm going to get ready to paste it in here. And we're going to click copy, save. Okay, this is good. And then you can always change this again. Save action. And then you can just say next, and it'll give you the next one. Typically for the one that is 4 hours before, excuse me. Typically for the one that is 4 hours before, I like to say for the email subject, see you in 4 hours with ... at the end, and then title casing it. This has a pretty good open rate, so there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. And then we're going to just say next. And it's going to give us the last one while we wrap this up. So, boom, that's good. High contact first name. Your appointment's coming up in about 4 hours. Please make sure to join the call. Start promptly. Appointment time, if any change. Otherwise, we'll see you shortly. And then we're going to say Christian Jamal. All right, perfect. And now for email 4, which is the last appointment reminder, we're going to say I'm jumping on our call now. And then we're going to copy this code. We're going to go back here and we're going to save it. And then boom, it's good to go. Perfect. And then we save action, save, and you're good to go. Your email reminder flow is done. Actually, no, we did miss one thing. Let me see. Let me just confirm. No, that's it. It's good to go. Okay. So, because these wait times are based on the appointment and not the last message, it's just going to automatically be correct. Now, for the next one we're going to do here, this one is a little bit more extensive. Okay. So this is the new lead email flow. So let me just do this. I'm gonna cut this out. We're gonna do email flow. And again, I'm not gonna waste you guys' time doing them one by one. But what we want to do here is the same exact concept. So we're gonna paste. It's gonna be an email. We're gonna get rid of the SMS. And I want to say here, okay, now let's write a super in-depth email for new leads that just signed up to our website or ads or whatever it may be. Doesn't matter. So on here, you're going to have everything already set up correctly, which is going to be from name, from reply, subject. We're going to change the subject. And let's see what it comes out with. And it's going to give us the same structure, which is really, really good. And what we want to look at is primarily that everything is still in the same style, because that's the only time something might break, even though it's highly unlikely. After we click save, let's just review. All right, cool, perfect. Something a little bit more in depth. Awesome. All right, we're going to click save, and then we're going to go through and do these one by one. Every single one of these. You want to just go on here and click paste. Delete SMS to responded. So we're going to just click delete action. And then this one is going to become email to responded. And what we want to do here is keep in mind, obviously we'll change the email, etc. The one thing I want to make sure that you guys do not miss, because it can easily be missed, is the wait steps. So when you click on wait 1 minute, it's fine. But wait 2 hours, you need to make sure that there is a reply to step is the email to responded, which is always the step right above the wait step. You never want to put it the one below, or you never want to put it two above. Like, you always want the one that is directly on top of it. You want to click save action, and then you want to go ahead and do that for every single wait step in here as well. And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go ahead and do every single one because it will be a waste of you guys' time. But like I said, you have to make sure that every single wait step is connected properly in order for this to work. So the reason it didn't save is because we deleted the SMS, and now we have to do email 1, and now we should be able to save. So again, like I said, I'm not going to waste you guys' time, but just make sure you go through this one by one. The one thing that is unique about the emails, though, is you want to do a long-term follow-up flow. So start from scratch. And here, where what we want to do is we want to do contact created. And when a contact is created, let's just do a wait step that is 30 days. So we're going to do wait 30 days. And then click save. And then you want to do paste. You want to do an email. And then you want to copy all actions from here. You can paste it here. Then you do the same thing. Copy all actions from here. Paste it here. And then you can do the same thing again. Copy all actions from here. Paste it below. Copy all actions from here. And then paste it all the way on the bottom. So this is a long-term email follow-up sequence that is just going to be providing pure value, right? And then pushing people to look at you as the authority in the space. So now I want to say something along the lines of, give me, I am looking to do a 20 email nurture sequence with no CTA that is purely providing value about paid ads, for example. And actually, I missed something on the prompt. Okay, I'm going to do this. That is purely providing. Start with the first email only. And that's what you want to do, is you want it to work on one at a time, because when it's working on multiple, the emails are going to be super short, right? And now let's just see, it's using my logo from the website, as you can see here. And that's it. You want to just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste until you're done with this. And then you just click save and you are good to go. That will be pretty much it. We would just need to name the workflow long-term nurture sequence. And again, we don't want a CTA because the whole goal of this is for you to be the expert in the space in their eyes. That's like really the ultimate objective. Your goal is not to sell them something through this email flow, because these people, like, at the end of the day, you need to remember, people are not stupid. Like, they know how to book a call, they know how to buy your thing. So as long as you're providing them value and they are making the conscious decision to actually work with you, they'll be able to find where it is to book a call or whatever it may be. So let me just see. Okay, cool. Okay, that's good. Now, obviously, this is not like a super long form. What I could say here is make the email 2,000 words. And now this thing will write for us an extensive email that is about paid ads, for example. So like you can see, build trust without selling, etc. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys what the email sequence steps look like. The next two videos are going to be much more technical. We're going to be talking about calendars as well as tracking, which is super, super powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and end this recording for now, since you guys get the concept pretty much. And that's really all it is. It's providing value, doing things that provide value to your audience, and doing things that you have to build out once that the audience can just consume for a long, long period of time. So that's pretty much it. Let's jump on to the next. In this video, we're going to be talking about calendars. It's a lot more informational. It's going to be a much shorter video because it's very different based on what you guys are trying to achieve. So first thing you want to do is you want to head over to calendars here on the left side. You're going to have calendar view and appointment list view. Typically, you just want to be in calendar view to see what's coming up next. It's going to highlight the day that we are on. And what you want to do is you want to go to calendar settings. This is going to push you to the settings section of high level. And when you click on new calendar, you're going to have a couple different things. So personal booking, that's like a one-on-one call. A round robin is a sales calendar that is going to multiple salespeople. A collective booking is kind of like a multiple hosts with one participant. I don't really use these, so don't even worry about these. It's kind of like you're presenting something, right? Like you're presenting something to someone that is not part of your organization. And a class booking is like a webinar. So you could use this as well. So typically the two that I utilize are personal booking and round robin. You do have more types here that you could use. So for service bookings, like if, let's say, you're going to someone's house or someone's coming over to your business, etc., you could use that. But typically personal booking is the one you want to use. It's just like a one-on-one meeting with a specific person. And that's pretty much it. They can book with you. Now, after you select this, you're going to select the team member that is going to be the person that is taking these calls. So it's automatically going to select one. You can select whoever's supposed to be taking these meetings. The calendar name is actually going to show up. So make sure that you name this, not just something you understand, but something that will make sense for the audience. So let's just say, for example, you are doing a one-on-one consultation, and you want to give the custom URL a different ending. So like, for example, like let's say CJ dash 1-1 meeting, and that should be fine. After that, you want to do the meeting duration to be whatever, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And then rather than clicking confirm, you just want to click on advanced settings. This is going to allow you to put a description, which you can get ChatGPT to write for you as well. You don't need to put it in a group. And then the meeting invite title is what's going to actually show up on the calendar. So contact name is the actual name of the person who's going to book with you. And then you can do contact name X business name. So let's just say Christian Jamal. And then if you want to select multiple team members, you have to use a round robin, but if not, you can just you select the member that is supposed to be assigned to this meeting. And then for meeting location, you always want to select a legitimate one. So if you want to use Google Meet, it's going to be grayed out. So what you need to do is you want to make sure to go into integrations and then click on Google and actually sign in for it to work. You can then have Zoom, phone, an address if it's an in-person meeting, Microsoft Teams, whatever it may be. So typically I do Google Meet. And as for meeting color, this is irrelevant. This is just what the color of that booking is going to look like on the calendar. So the only reason you would use a different color here is if, like, let's say Google Calendar is like just giving you blue for everything, and you want to know what is a sales call versus what is a fulfillment call or whatever it may be, or an internal meeting, you can just use different colors to have a better idea of what is going on. Now, for the calendar logo, I usually recommend you upload your logo. It's a 180 by 180. So you guys know how to do this by now. You go to Canva, you create a design, you pick custom size, you pick this, and then you export it. And that's really it. For your availability, there is something called Look Busy. So you can put like 10% or 15% to remove some of the times for it not to be like fully open if you have a new business and you don't want to feel like people are going to look at you as like you're too available. And you can use this. Typically, I don't use it, but you can if you want to. And then as for the availability, you can set up your work hours, or you can customize it specifically. Edit this schedule, and then you can add specific hours for every single day. Now, a pre-time buffer is meeting time that before this meeting is going to not be allowed to be booked, so that you are able to get ready for this meeting. And then the post buffer time is typically if you notice that most people you talk to are talkers and they want to take longer time, etc., you can do that. Maximum bookings per slot per user. This is very powerful. If you want to do 2 is what I recommend to be the max, is if you have a lot of appointments and you're noticing that your calendar is getting booked out days ahead, you can do 2 because chances are you're going to probably see like a maybe 60% show rate. So if you have 2 bookings for every time slot, one of those people is going to show up. So that's just something to keep in mind. Maximum bookings per day, I usually leave it blank. Minimum scheduling notice, I like to do 1 day or 24 hours. 12 hours. Just so to give you time, because you don't want someone to book a call that's happening in 15 minutes and you have no idea who this person is, okay? The next thing is the meeting interval, which is the amount of time between booking slots that will be shown in the calendar. So that means if your meeting duration is 30 minutes and your meeting interval is 15, when someone opens up the calendar to book a time, they're going to see that they can book at 12, 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, and then 1 p.m. But if someone books it, then it's going to block off 2 of those times because the meeting duration is 30 minutes. So just make sure that the meeting intervals, I like to do them to be 30 minutes. I make all my meetings 30 minutes or less. I just find that anything above that is a waste of time. So just make sure that you are actually doing something similar, or at least if you make this too low of a number, your calendar is going to show an infinite amount of times that they can book a time in. So if you're giving this calendar to someone external, I would do 30 minutes. If you're using this calendar internally and you are booking the meetings internally, I would probably do 15 minutes so that you have a better control over your calendar. Now, for forms and payment, form is the question that people are going to ask. So by default, it's going to be first name, last name, email, phone number, and notes. What you can do is if you go back and you go under, let me actually just do this. If you go to back here and you go to sites and you go to forms and then builder, you can create a form from scratch that you can utilize in your calendar, and you would just select it here. Okay. So you guys remember the form that we did as a test, and that's exactly what you will see here. And then you can also switch it. You can do the form being the first thing they do, and then the date and time selector. Now, I typically start with the date and time selector always. It's a lot less friction. They find the day and time that works for them, and then they book a call. And you can also activate if they want to add guests as well. So it's up to you. Doesn't really matter. I haven't seen it make that much of a difference, to be honest. Because typically if there's more than one person that needs to join, but only one person can book the appointment, then typically the other person will get sent out the link to your Google Meet anyways. Now, for the confirmation page, this just means it's going to happen on the actual calendar. If you have a thank you page specifically for tracking purposes, I would definitely do redirect URL, paste the URL on here, and that's pretty much it. You want to make sure that you turn on auto confirm new calendar meetings. That just means that you are going to accept the meeting, whether the other person has accepted it or not. Now, for the notifications and additional options, typically what I like to do here is allow Google Outlook and iCloud Calendar to send invitations and updates to emails to attendees. This just simply means that their notifications on their device are going to ping them when this is happening, okay? And then the rest can just stay the same. Now, if you want to allow reschedule of meetings, obviously you would keep this on, and allow cancellation, you would keep this on. Typically, I keep these open. It's not a big deal. Now, the meeting invite notes is what's going to show up in the calendar booking. So make sure that you have any additional information here that you want to add, or redact any information that you're asking in the form that you don't want people to see that they answered. Now, for customizations, I highly recommend you go through this. It's a super simple, like takes 2 seconds, and then yet people don't do it. Is the primary color, make sure you pick your primary color from your business. So if we go back to Firecrawl like we did before, and I grab this color, which is my primary color, I can paste this here, press enter, and then boom, it took us 2 seconds, and now the form looks much, much better. The calendar booking looks much, much better, excuse me. And then you don't need to do any custom codes or anything like that. And then if you click on preview widget, which it doesn't want to do that right now, I think I might have to save actually. Okay, let's preview widget. You can see now it's using my brand colors, which it will use yours as well. So that's pretty much it. If you put a logo, it'll be on top of this and it will look really clean. And after you're done with this, there's only one more thing to review when it comes down to the booking logic. Is if we have the one-on-one consultation, you have a couple things here. You can obviously edit the calendar. You can share the calendar. Typically, I use the permanent link. I don't really care that much about the scheduling link. They both work infinite amount of times. If you're putting it in a funnel in GoHighLevel, you don't need to use this. But if you're using it in a funnel outside of GoHighLevel, then just copy this code. It's an iframe, as you can see. Let me zoom in. Yeah, it's an iframe. And you can just use it on anything you want. You can put it on your website. You can put it on a custom coded landing page. You can put it pretty much wherever you want. It's going to be super easy. And in fact, in our bonus module, we're going to put this in a custom coded landing page, and I'll show you guys exactly what that looks like. Other than that, you have more options to deactivate the calendar or duplicate it. Again, highly unlikely to be used unless you stop taking that type of meeting. But that's pretty much it. That's everything there is to know about calendars and bookings. Everything that I didn't go through, you don't even need. So truly, this is all that matters. So when you're creating a new calendar, personal booking or round robin should pretty much wrap it up, and everything else, just fill it out. And it's going to take you no more than 10 minutes to actually have a sick calendar set up that you don't even need to touch ever again. So that's pretty much it for this video. Let's jump into lead scoring and pipeline automations. In this video, we're going to be talking about lead tracking as well as pipeline automations. There's a lot that goes into this, so you can also expand on whatever I'm about to show you guys, because at the end of the day, your pipeline is specific to your business. I have a kind of like a skeleton already built out to show you guys what I would recommend based on your business. And then obviously you guys can add to it based on your current sales process. So without further ado, let's hop into it. This is kind of like two topics merged into one. So I'm going to start off with the lead tracking, because this is one of the most important things, so that you know not only where your leads are coming from, but what ads specifically they came from. So first things first, you want to head over to sites on the left side, and then you want to go to forms and then builder. Now, when it comes down to the form itself, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have hidden fields, okay? So let me just double check which one I had here prepared for you guys. Okay, so it's not this one. I think it might be click to client. Yeah. So, all right, perfect. So first things first, let's move back a couple videos and talk about the UTMs that we were passing through the Google ads or the Meta ads. So what we were passing is UTM source, UTM campaign, UTM medium, as well as UTM content. Now, if you are running Google ads specifically, we were also running UTM term, which is the keyword that they came from. So creating these fields is very, very simple. So what you want to do is, before we do this, actually, I'm going to go back and show you guys where I would recommend you guys to build it, which is in the settings. You want to go to custom fields, and then you want to create a folder. And in this folder, you want to call it paid ads, just for simplicity. And inside all of these, you can see these are type text, okay? You don't want to create new fields inside your form. You want to create it from the settings and then plug them into your form, just because it's going to be significantly more organized on the contact side of things. So when you're creating a field, just do a single line, click next, and then for the field name, you can either call it source, campaign, medium, or content. You don't need to put UTM here. I just want to put the UTM there just so that I can show you guys what they look like, because it is required that it is filling it out based on the actual URL. So after you've created these, you can see here it says contact.utm_source, which is exactly what we want. So now let's go back. We can go to click to client or form, or whatever form you guys are using. And then when you click on add object field, you're going to see your folder right here, which is paid ads. And you want to simply drag and drop these things. So I'm going to get rid of them here just to show you. And then we want to make sure to set up what is called as query parameters. You can see here the query key is what is going to get populated from the actual URL. So I'm going to show you guys an example of this. So you guys can see here on first name how the query key is first_name. Okay. So if I'm going to click on preview and the domain pulls up the form, now it says $no track equal true. So what we're going to swap that to is we're going to swap it into first name equals Christian. And now if I load the website, you can see that my first name pre-populated as Christian, which is exactly why when we are using hidden fields for UTM source, we were going to do something like this. So UTM_source equal, let's say, paid plus ads. So paid ads. And I'm going to send it. And then you guys can see that this pre-populated. So we're obviously not going to ask these leads where they came from. We're just going to populate it on the back end without them even knowing, okay? So which is why once this field is hidden, it doesn't matter, because that field is going to get populated regardless because of the URL, okay? So now let's go back here and add UTM campaign under it. And you guys can see here we have a button called hidden. Once you click it, it's going to make required not possible, because if someone is filling out the form, whether it exists in the URL or not, this form is going to submit since these are hidden. Now, the way we're going to set up the URL, these are going to auto-populate. And I like to keep them in this order because this is the order of things. So think about source as Meta or Google. The UTM campaign is which campaign within the structure, because you guys know we have multiple target audiences in each campaign. And then the UTM medium is going to be the ad set on Meta or the ad group on Google. And then UTM content is going to be the actual ad that they came from. Now, if we are running Google ads as well, then on the paid ads in the settings, when you're creating these fields, you want to make sure that you create one called UTM_term, and that will populate the actual keyword that they came from Google, okay? And now after that's done, I'm going to run a test just to show you guys as an example. So let me just see here under my contacts to verify that I don't have a contact in place. All right, so we have test@gmail.com. All right, I'm going to use that same email again. So let me go ahead and delete this. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what this is going to look like once someone comes in as a lead. So let me refresh the page here. And this should be already deleted. All right, let me refresh again since it didn't delete as fast as I expected, but this should be gone completely. And again, it's just for testing purposes. Okay, so now it's gone. So now we're going to go to the forms, and we're going to open the click to client form in another tab. And I'm going to pre-populate these UTM fields, okay? Okay, so it didn't open up properly. Let's click it again. All right, awesome. So if you guys recall, we have UTM source, UTM campaign, UTM medium, and UTM content. So I'm going to get rid of no track equal true. So we're going to do UTM_source equal meta. and then we're going to put the and sign. This is just for testing purposes. Meta will take care of all of this for you. Google will take care of all of this for you. You guys don't need to worry about this. And then we're doing UTM underscore campaign equal campaign +1. Plus in a URL just means a space on the actual hidden field. And UTM underscore medium equal add plus set +1. So that's add set 1, let's say. And UTM underscore content equal add +5, just as an example. And we're going to refresh this page. And now we're going to fill it out as if we are like a normal lead, okay? So I'm going to do Christian Jamal, or I'm going to do test@test.com. Are you a service-based business? Yes. What industry are you in? Tests. How much have you spent on ads in the last 30 days? Let's call it 50K. And I agree to the terms, and I agree to this as well. And we're going to click on book a call. Again, this is a dummy form, so it's not actually going to send them to book a call. But if you built this in your funnel and you created a redirect like I've showed you guys in the calendar video, then this will work. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to go to contacts. And now we have this test lead right here. And if I open the paid ads folder, you guys see, let me actually move my camera so you guys can see. Let me see, give me 1 second. All right, perfect. So you guys can see that we have UTM source equal meta, UTM campaign equal campaign 1, UTM medium, ad set 1, and then UTM content as ad 5. Now, once you're passing these UTMs from Meta dynamically, these will update automatically based on the ad they came from. Same concept happens with Google. So now that we have tracking complete, let's dive into the actual pipeline automations, because once you know where they're coming from, you know what to serve them, okay? Now, I'm going to show you guys the exact structure that I recommend for everybody using sales pipelines, and you can create pipelines for a lot of things. However, I recommend you have the least amount of pipelines. You don't want to create an extra pipeline for people that are appointment booked and whether they showed up or not. You want everything to be in one place. Now, the mistake that I think a lot of people do here is they think that they need more pipelines because they think that their business is unique in some way, where, like, let's say they're hiring, they have a pipeline for average hires, a pipeline for super high quality hires, a pipeline for people that are not a good fit but will be a good fit in the future, whatever it may be. Regardless, you don't want to do that. You want to have a pipeline for every type of process that is inside your business. So if you have a hiring pipeline and a sales pipeline, that's fine. Just don't break up the sales pipeline into a pipeline per salesperson. And don't break up your hiring pipeline per a different tier of hire that you're bringing in. These are all supposed to be the same. So now that we're in the actual sales pipeline, I'm going to show you guys what I recommend you guys to have as steps. And I'm going to zoom in here since GoHighLevel's new setup makes the text extremely small. So the first thing you always want to have is a new lead not contacted. And your goal, your appointment setter's goal, and your closer team's goal is to have this section always empty. If someone is in here, it's a red flag. Like, they need to be contacted right away. Because if you're working on your speed to lead, how are you supposed to contact these people quickly if they're just sitting in the new not contacted section? They're going to go speak to your competitors and work with them, okay? So you always want to have a not contacted section where all new leads get populated in here, which we're going to build the automation for in this video. The next one is no answer 1 to 2, no answer 3 to 4, no answer 4 to 6. And the reason I like to do this is because on average, if someone hasn't responded after 7 times, I like to put them in dead deals and create a long-term nurture sequence for these people specifically. Now, the next step after you contact someone would be to book an appointment. And you have an appointment booked section right here. Now, there is 3 things that could happen on a booked appointment, okay? Actually, 5 things. So either a no-show, so they don't show up. You can put them in here and start a no-show sequence to get them to book an appointment again. You can have a red zone. Red zone means someone wants to purchase, but they need to figure something out. They need to talk to their wife, whatever it may be. Obviously, if you go onto YouTube, you guys see I have tons of videos on how to handle those. But regardless, even with all the strategies in the world, you are going to have people that are in the red zone that may not be ready to buy right now, but they're trying to figure out how to buy. The next option would be closed. So, of course, these are people that purchase, you're onboarding them, etc. The next one is no close qualified. No close qualified is something that is, it's kind of like a humbling experience, but also a learning experience at the same time. Because in your eyes, this person should have been a client, but you failed to close them, even though they were qualified. And this is super important rather than just having a no close, because then you won't know why they weren't closed and you won't know how to improve your business. So, no close qualified means you guys didn't do a good job on converting these people, but there is a chance if you keep providing them with value, you keep showing them how much of an expert in your space you are, that they will purchase in the future. So, it's important to keep them in a stage by themselves. And then you have no close unqualified. These are people that are simply not a good fit to work with you, and that's that. Dead deals to me means someone that is not going to buy right now and is not going to buy in the near future. This is going to be either like someone whose phone number is correct, but they're not even interested or whatever it may be. You guys can either do one of two things. You can either delete the opportunity, which is also highly recommended if you decide to keep your pipeline clean, or a dead deal section that basically puts them in a long-term nurture sequence through email by providing them value, etc. Now, after you have these done, obviously you can customize them for your specific business. Just want to highlight that if you want to add any, you just click add stage, you name it, and that's pretty much it. And then you want to save on the bottom right corner. I know I'm moving my camera around left and right just because the buttons for this process are all over the place. So after you have this done, you want to click on opportunities, and you can see here that we don't actually have any opportunities. So let me show you guys what it looks like once you do have an opportunity. So we're going to put the test lead that I just created in here. And okay, so it's been successfully added. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. And you guys will see that this is actually a very simple process. It's a drag and drop. You can add notes. You can add a ton of things. So the opportunity source here is going to populate as click to client because obviously they came from a form called click to client. If I was sending them from Meta, then this would say Meta. Now, obviously, we did a test and we said the UTM source is Meta. What we can do is create an automation that is, if the UTM source is existent, then populate the opportunity source as that as well. Now, what you could also do is you can say whether it's open, lost, or won, which obviously right now it's open. Someone is a new lead. You don't know whether they're going to buy or not. The opportunity value is going to be 0. I recommend you keep this always at 0 unless you actually quoted someone something or someone paid you a certain dollar amount, because you won't know what it's going to be unless you only have a singular price point. You don't offer discounts or upsells, which is another problem by itself. Now, you can also add an owner to the opportunity, which means if you have a bunch of salespeople in your CRM, you can assign them to only see the leads that they are assigned. And that's how you do it here through the owner. And that's pretty much it. What you want to do once you're moving this person from one pipeline stage to another is you can drag and drop, or you can click on it and then actually just change it from here, which typically I like to do drag and drop. So, and you can drag it all the way to appointment booked, red zone, whatever it may be. And you can see here that once we have an opportunity, our dashboard is going to update with some numbers. So you can see we have one opportunity and it's worth $0 because we didn't put an opportunity value. And it will show you where someone is alongside the process. Now, obviously, this is a test. And what I would recommend for you guys is to keep this as accurate as possible, because what's going to happen is that once you guys have an opportunity that has a specific opportunity value, like let's say this person paid us $5,000 and we put it to 1 and we update it. Now, what's going to happen is, actually, I'm going to change this to closed, update. If we go back to the dashboard, this is going to show us accurate numbers. So the pipeline is only as good as how accurate it is, because if you're neglecting it, you're not going to see your conversion rate here being accurate. And what's the point of having a dashboard if the numbers are lying to you, okay? So make sure that you keep these extremely up to date. And that is how you're going to be able to see what your true conversion rate is, where the leak in your funnel is, what's going on the sales process. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that in general, when you are sorting, let me see here. Okay, so typically GoHighLevel will create a automatic filter for open opportunities rather than all. So make sure that you X that out here. So if I go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. So if I go to advanced filters and I go to status, typically GoHighLevel is going to do open. So this is the original GoHighLevel setup, and you're going to be like, where's my opportunity? I have no idea where it is. So make sure you click on advanced filters and delete this one so that you can actually see all your opportunities. Now, let's dive into automations, because that is the immediate next step in order to make sure that your pipelines are doing well. And I created a folder called Sales Pipeline. And inside this folder, I created a couple different versions of what could be powerful to use inside your pipeline stages. So I'm going to open them in different tabs and show you guys each one of them one by one. Since we already talked about building automations through email and SMS, this is going to make a lot more sense. So I'm not going to waste you guys' time and show you everything being built manually, but I'm going to maybe show you one or two additional ones that you can do in order to see kind of the process of building these manually. So the trigger on these is going to be pipeline stage changed. So let me go ahead and start with the first one. Okay. So this is going to be the first one you want to do, which is an appointment booked no, that's actually not the first one. Okay, perfect. This is the first one. So when a new contact is created in your CRM, which is the trigger, the first thing you want to do is you want to create an opportunity. You're going to pick the pipeline it's in, which is going to be sales. And then the pipeline stage is going to be new lead, not contacted, because that's a brand new lead. The next thing you want to do is you want to give this opportunity a name. And the way you can create dynamic names is by clicking this little button on the right side, and you go to contact, full name, boom. So now each opportunity is going to come with the contact's name, so it's very easy for you guys to see. The next thing you want to do is the opportunity source, which you can do contact source, or you can scroll all the way down to custom values. It doesn't want to open right now. Okay. So we're going to do contact. We're going to do UTM source, and this can populate Meta, Google, or whatever it may be. Now, the opportunity value, actually, let me clarify this a little bit further. So when it comes down to opportunity source, you have the option of clarifying whether it's paid ads, organic, or whatever. That's a tier above clarifying whether it's Meta or Google. So you can potentially use the contact source as paid ads, and the opportunity, and then the UTM source would be Meta ads, Google ads, whatever it may be. Again, it's completely up to you guys and how you want to run your CRM. I like to keep them the same. So if the UTM source is Meta ads, then the opportunity source is Meta ads, because you can also have Meta organic, Meta DM. There's a million different things that could happen on Meta for your business. The next thing you want to do is the opportunity status is going to be open. And then after you save this action, you just want to make sure you click save on the top right corner. And this is going to be the new contact into an opportunity. The next one you want to look at is appointment booked to update the opportunity. So if someone booked on your calendar, it's very simple. We're going to either create or update the opportunity because at the end of the day, someone can become a lead and then book an appointment, which will be updating the opportunity. And then someone could not exist in your CRM and book a meeting, which will then create that opportunity. So what we're doing is we're doing sales, and we're doing the pipeline stage as appointment booked, and then we're going to do the same thing. Contact name, contact source, and then the status is open. You want to also make sure you save this so that this actual workflow is active. The next one I want to walk you guys through is the no-show. This is going to be probably one of the most important ones for your business. Is if the pipeline stage is changed to no-show, what we're going to do is we're going to do something simple here. We're only going to add the tag no-show, because instead of building the entire SMS and email flow here, we can build them on a separate workflow where the trigger is the tag no-show has been added. And actually, you want to make sure that you keep everything named completely correctly, because then it's going to be much easier for you guys to see all of what's going on without having to click on everything one by one. And one thing I do want to mention here is the reason we do this, and rather than automatically sending them SMSs and emails and things like that here, because we could put SMS here as like, we missed you, etc., and trying to get them booked back in. But the reason we don't want to do that is because it's significantly easier to manage bite-sized workflows that are named correctly versus one massive workflow that has a bunch of stuff going on. Now, this one is a simple example that I think you could still get away with having just one workflow for it. But I like to be organized, because at the end of the day, as you grow your business, as you have more pipeline stages, as you grow your team, things get messy very quickly. And the last thing you want to do is have a messy CRM. Because think about it like this. Your CRM, its goal is to give you clarity over your business. If the CRM is giving you more mess in your business, then it's probably better not to have one, okay? So this is why we want to make sure that this stays clean. The next one that is important to look at is the close deal into one. So the pipeline stage changed is the trigger. We're going to put the pipeline stage in closed. So pretty much what you had to do to trigger this automation is just drag them into closed. And what's going to happen here is we're going to update the opportunity for the status 1, which is automatically going to update in the dashboard. Because that's the thing is you want to have the least amount of manual tasks that are needed to be done. So right now, when we close a deal, all you would need to do is put in the opportunity value, how much did this person pay, and then drag them to closed. And that's it. And then the dashboard is automatically going to update. And that's really pretty much it. These 4 are like the minimum of what you need. And then you can start building on top of them. So let me see what I was building here. Okay, perfect. This was the empty workflow that I want to show you guys. So here what you want to do is on the contact tag, as you guys recall, we want to do tag added is no show. And we want to save this trigger. Now what we can do is we can do SMS. And here you want to name this SMS1. And the message you want to start writing needs to sound like it's coming from the salesperson who was already on the call. So you can say something along the lines of hi, and then click on the custom values. And under contact, you have first name. Because if you call them by their full name, it sounds kind of off. It doesn't sound like a human being sent that message. You can say something along the lines of, I was just on our call for the scheduled time, but we missed you. When would be a better time for us to connect? As you can see, this is not a message that sounds like it's coming from an automation. This sounds like something that a salesperson would actually send a prospect. And this is exactly what you want to do. You want to sound human. You don't want to sound robotic. And as if you guys recall the SMS automation video that was a couple videos back, what we're going to do here is we're going to do an if-else statement. And the if-else is going to be, actually, before we do that, we're going to do a wait step. The wait step is going to be 2 hours. Wait 2 hours. Remember, we need to name everything correctly. And instead of it wait for time delay, we're going to wait for a reply. And the reply is going to be for step 1. And then if they did reply, then what you want to do is a manual action to call. If someone is responding to their no-show message, you want to get them on the phone as soon as possible to reschedule them. Now, even though you can schedule them through text, it's significantly more recommended to actually call them because that creates that emotional connection between the prospect and the person who they're going to be talking to. And they're going to feel a lot worse not showing up and wasting that person's time because they had already built a relationship with them over the phone. Now, let's say they didn't respond. You want to go a little bit more aggressive on the messages. So what we're going to do here in SMS2, one thing that I love to add is this message right here, which is a quick question, and then we're going to put their name. And this is like some high-level psychology that I want you guys to think through because, again, it does depend on the type of business you have. I wouldn't use this for like a medical practice, but for like a roofing company, for a home service business, I would definitely use something like this. The question would be, did you give up on ... And then for the ... you would just fill in your service and then ask them a question and then put a question mark. Because typically people psychologically, they don't like to give up. So if you ask them the question rather than asking, do you still want to buy, or is this something you're still interested in? If you ask them the same exact question, but framed as, did you give up on X? It tends to get people to respond, okay? And what we're going to do here is we're going to clone that wait 2 hours step. We're going to copy all actions from here, and we're going to paste it below this. And now we're just going to change it from SMS1 to SMS2. And let me just verify. Let me just change this to SMS3. And let me just verify that this is still SMS2. All right, perfect. We're going to wait another 2 hours. And here, we're going to just verify that it's their correct number. Obviously, we know it's their correct number, but we're just going to ask them, is this and then we're going to do their contact full name, ... question mark. This has a insane open rate. This message by itself, which I know I've showed you guys in the SMS sequence, which we can reutilize in this sequence right here. Now, you can keep going and adding message 4, message 5, whatever it may be. But what I'm going to recommend we do here is we're going to wait 2 hours. It's going to be for SMS 3. If they responded, we're going to do a manual call. But if they didn't respond, what we're going to do is we're going to update the opportunity. Update the opportunity. And what we're going to put them here in pipeline sales, and we're going to put them in dead deals, for example. You could do something like this, where the opportunity name is the contact's full name, and the opportunity source is, we're going to look up source. And the status is going to be still open because they haven't responded and they could want to respond. And the naming for this is going to be no-show SMS sequence. And we're going to save this. Now, what we can do here to save a bunch of time is we can go back and we can just grab the SMS sequence, click these 3 dots, and we're going to duplicate the workflow. And then we can build the email version of that, similar to how I showed you guys in the email video. Now, rather than just doing this, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a, actually, we already have an email automation for a long-term follow-up, right? Long-term nurture sequence. So what we're going to do here is, rather than contact created, add them to this, is we're going to change this because we don't want to nurture current customers to work with us, right? So rather than doing this, we're going to delete this trigger. And now the trigger is going to be opportunity stage changed. And we're going to do in pipeline sales, and then in stage, pipeline stage, and it's going to be dead deals. So this is going to change that original email flow that we created to only nurture people that are in the dead deals section, which, by the way, I don't recommend you move someone to dead deals after 3 SMSs of them not showing up to a meeting, because they are 2 hours apart. So that's 6 hours. I would recommend you give them at least a week to get back to us. People have things that happen in their life, whatever it may be. But regardless, I just want to show you guys the system and sequence of events that you want to do in order to be able to actually automate this entire process of nurture, of building your brand through things that are extremely cheap. Like, for example, SMS and emails cost pennies compared to actually running an ad to that person again. So since you already paid for them to be in your system through branding, through paid ads, through whatever, you want to make sure that you give them the max opportunity in order to become a customer. So that's pretty much it for this video. In the next one, we're going to be talking about Zapier, which is an amazing tool that allows you to sync other applications with GoHighLevel, as well as third-party apps that you may be using to run your business, such as Slack, Discord, etc. So I hope you guys enjoyed the GoHighLevel breakdown. Again, it's very vague, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to walk you through what I recommend.
So that's the entire follow-up system and booking system that we've built for every single one of our clients, so no lead ever gets wasted. Because almost every business owner swears their follow-up is already dialed in, and all they need is more high-quality leads, and almost every single time they're completely wrong. For example, we had an agency come to us convinced that they had a lead problem, but when we actually looked deeper, their follow-up was leaking everywhere. Tons of money was being left on the table. So when we put this system into place, they closed 125 new deals and pulled over $915,000 in revenue off of the same $48,000 in ad spend that they were already spending. And that's happening to literally 90% of service-based businesses that we've been working with. And if you want to have access to the same ball knowledge as I do, I literally give it all away inside my community on School. Everything we've paid thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to do, I'm showing you exactly how to do it. And so you can literally just copy what we're doing. And on top of that, I'm jumping on calls every single week, helping you implement everything inside to basically copy paste our client's success. So the link to join is going to be right below in the description if you're interested. And if you want to see how to connect the ads, the CRM, and the funnel with a few simple automations using Zapier, click the video on the screen right now, and I'll see you in there.